welcome to another edition of Mike Said It First live on 12 Ounce Sports and Eagle TV channel 761. It is February the 21st, 2021, and I've got some stuff to get into today, obviously. I had another conversation with Tyler Valdez at 12 Ounce Sports. He's a big NBA guy. We talked about J.J. Watt and Desean Watson as well. Also, fan-controlled football week 2. How much more impressive was it this time? And some wild finishes. Also, shout out TJ Edwards for liking the tweet. NBA has a problem with players versus refs. We'll talk Draymond Green, the clown shit that he showed yesterday. Also, did the Heat expose the Lakers? Carson Wentz to the Colts. And a new show coming soon featuring myself. Wow. When is that going to be? What is it going to be about? We'll tease that. But first, let's get into the conversation with Tyler Valdez. It's about 19 minutes long. We'll see you on the other side. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Mike Said It First. The first ever three-peat offender on the Mike Said It First show, podcast, whatever you want to call this. Tyler Valdez, what's up, dude? Welcome back.
What's up, Mike? How you doing?
I'm doing good. It is for those of you that don't know, right now you're watching this on Sunday, but this is being recorded on Wednesday, February 17th at about noon Eastern, or about 1 o'clock Eastern. He's about 10 o'clock Eastern. So good morning, Valdez, and good afternoon, world. But that's obviously not neither here nor there. We've got some awesome topics. Like the NFL season was like, oh, we're done. You thought. So let's get into the first topic. Desean. Well, let's get J.J. Watt first. J.J. Watt was released by the Houston Texans, and as of Wednesday, he has not signed anywhere. Valdez, what the heck is going on in Houston, dude?
Oh, I know Houston's not the place to be right now, especially with no power out there. Athletes are just getting out of there as soon as they can.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, supposedly Texans are all in on keeping Desean now.
Wow.
I mean, we'll see how that works. I mean, they have the power, they have the contract. The NFL, it's not like the NBA where you push your way out is quite as easy.
Right.
But we'll see. I mean, it's definitely something to keep an eye on all off season. And then with the Watt news, I mean, that's the next domino to fall, I think, in the NFL free agency.
So sticking with J.J. Watt real quick, and then we'll jump to Desean Watson. J.J. Watt, there's every star player that leaves a team, no matter which sport is, he can go to this contender, like 5 contenders that he obviously want to go to. I think my show last night, of course, again, this is being recorded on Wednesday. I believe there's 2 places. I believe it's either the Steelers because of his brothers, or it's the Green Bay Packers. I believe if he's going to the contender, it'll be the Packers, or a third dark horse would be like some overpaying team, like when the Raiders paid for Jason Witten. So
yeah.
Give me one destination, maybe 2 destinations that you really think realistically J.J. Watt's going to sign out.
Well, like, first of all, when I seen the news drop and I seen the tweet about it, oh yeah, they had offers, they could have traded him, but they wanted to be classy.
Right.
Like, this is a business, first of all. You do his best. It's like almost like some kind of weak little PC move to get Sean Watson to stay. Like, oh no, we're good guys.
Right.
See how nice we are? But really, I mean, come on.
To the white guy, yeah.
I guess. But I think one team for sure that could have a chance is the Colts, because they have quite a bit of cap space. In case he wanted to get a good contract, you get to go up against Houston twice a year.
Amen.
Who's going to be struggling, you already know, and Jacksonville twice a year. So it could be a perfect spot to kind of get a bounce back season.
Yeah. Hey, I'm a Colts fan. I've tried to entertain that thought. We do need Pat. I mean, DeForest Buckner is nice, but to get the edge rusher would be sweet.
Yeah, but those 2 guys down there, that'll cause havoc.
Oh,
and with Darius Leonard, yeah, you guys already have a good defense. To get him, it will be a top defense. Another team too is I know Cleveland has been in the news as far as showing interest. They're a team that made the playoffs obviously last year, and if they can add a guy like that, that's just going to improve the team.
Myles Garrett and J.J. Watt, that would be nasty too.
Exactly.
Interesting concepts there. Now let's go to Deshaun Watson, because I didn't know until I was watching Colin Coward yesterday or today that Deshaun Watson has a no trade clause. So
Yeah,
even
true.
if there's reports that the Panthers stupidly would offer Christian McCaffrey and 3 first-round picks, which is absolutely stupid.
Actually, I have a reverse take on that. I mean,
Oh,
McCaffrey, running back has always been a position of what have you done for me lately? And what has he done lately? He signed a big contract, and unfortunately, he's been injured.
fair.
And Mike Davis performed well, and every year running back turns. If they could somehow turn possibly a bad contract, could be in a few years, we could be looking back and saying, "Oh no, another Gurley type contract for McCaffrey,"
Right.
or you flip that and get Deshaun Watson. That's to me is a no brainer if you could do that.
And then
Some of these packages I've seen though, this whole big multi-tree, these are like total pie in the sky, ridiculous. Even like even the Raiders, Carr and Waller for Watson, no way. There's no way.
Everyone's got a hot take, and for 12
Yeah.
Sports, my show is called Mike Said It First.
But
I can't be mad.
The option that makes the most sense if Watson wanted to win and they wanted to get a good package, if maybe they could trade him to San Francisco, get Jimmy Garoppolo, a bunch of picks, whatever else they could throw in, and the Niners, that would make the Niners a title contender for sure.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
And the NFC West would then have Matthew Stafford, Russell Wilson, and Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, and Kyler Murray.
You're right. I love Kyler. Oh my gosh.
I think he's gonna have a breakout season this coming year. I mean, he already did last year, but I think that was just he's gonna take the next step and be to the elite quarterbacks.
NFL needed this, by the way.
A little bit, yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying the Bucket. I've heard a lot of people I have not talked to one person who has liked the Super Bowl. Like they think it was a good game at all.
I mean, it was. I thought it was kind of interesting to see Mahomes get completely picked apart like that. I know it wasn't his fault in the O-line.
Yeah.
But
you mentioned that on my show.
I did last time, yeah.
I was like, oh my God, that was so beautiful the way you saw the offensive line. I'm sitting there watching this game like, oh my God, he was right.
Well, they had showed it against the week before against the weak defense and the Bills. They already showed cracks.
Wow.
To where you get a team like that in there, yeah.
If I had a little hammer right here, here's a nail on the head. Here's Tyler Valdez just putting it down. That's incredible. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Much to my dismay. So let's shift gears now to the NBA. We'll first talk about your Golden State Warriors. By the way, every Monday, Valdez releases a power rankings, and I do it on my show. I talk about them. Thank you for so much. That's awesome that you do that. So,
love it.
I personally have enjoyed watching Steph Curry for the first time in my life. I mean, he's always been awesome, but he's been so smart this year. Tell me how good the Warriors are. You impressed with the Warriors without Klay Thompson right now?
Actually, I am. I was worried to start the year with no Draymond in there, but I kind of agree with you. To where the last couple of years, you saw Steph kind of coasting.
Yeah.
Even with Durant there, the last year with Durant, things were kind of weird.
He's careless.
And then last year the injuries after like 4 or 5 straight years of playing deep into the playoffs, plus Olympics and stuff. These guys were worn out. Steph, I mean, the last 5 years, look at how many games he's played. It was Kobe-esque, how Kobe used to do, just playing tons of games every year.
Right.
To where you get burnt out. To where now you see him this year, he's come back a little rejuvenated. He's a little more fresher. I think right now he's working his way up the MVP ladder.
I agree.
Especially see some of the other guys struggling. The records for the other teams like Doncic is kind of they're getting better, but he was the early favorite and they've struggled and just kind of knocked him out. It's wide open if the Warriors start winning more games. We have a pretty easy schedule coming up. It's a ton of Eastern Conference games.
Well, hold on. Yeah, before you go anywhere, before this interview started, Tyler Valdez told me, the Warriors are playing the Heat tonight. And by the way, we lost to the Clippers the other night out there forced whatever, but that was a little shot just now. So keep going with you were saying.
Yeah, coming up, we got we just beat Cleveland, and then we got Miami tonight. It'll be a good game. And then we get Orlando, Charlotte, hopefully, as long as they pass COVID protocol.
That's
and
tough.
Then Knicks, Pacers, Charlotte again.
Woo.
So the schedule is definitely, you can see us putting up some wins.
I would love if we clamped you guys up tonight.
Oh, you never know. Iguodala's revenge.
Ooh. Oh, Iguodala's been nice. I like it.
He's been struggling. He provides good defense and ball movement, but
yeah.
He's definitely on the downturn of his career.
If you're counting him to make threes, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So I'll take the good defensive minutes off the bench. And real quick, James Wiseman he's kind of
He's still
slowed down.
banged up.
Yeah, right.
Along with Looney, yeah. One thing that concerns me though is our bench. Really, we have good bigs on the bench when we're full strength. We have Looney on the bench or Wiseman along with Pascal. But at the guard position, we have Wanamaker, Bazemore's good on defense, but we really need to add guard. I think on the bench, whether it's buyout or maybe a guy at the G League shows he could do something. I don't know, but
dude. You mentioned, by the way, I want to give a shout again. Valdez makes the best NBA articles on SwallowSportsNetwork.com. Tyler, you mentioned on website that what are you just talking about? Oh my gosh, you mentioned something just now
about the G League players.
Yeah, the G League players. That's right.
G League
players.
G League actually just kicked off as well, and Jeremy Lin's looked pretty good down there.
Wow, yeah, for sure.
He looked good in China too, to where I don't think he signs in the G League unless it was talked about that he'd be up to the NBA pretty quick. So I think he is a guy that maybe steps up and takes that backup point guard position. I mean, we'd all love to see some Linsanity back in the NBA.
Right. And by the way, Klay Thompson, you've mentioned before, I want to transition to the Lakers because in your words, the Lakers without AD are like the Warriors without Klay Thompson. They're really good, but they're not true title contenders. LeBron drops 30 last night against your last ranked team in Timberwolves, and that's fair. What are the expectations now for the Lakers? I mean, with AD being out at least to All-Star break.
I mean, to be honest, I compared that, but if you think about it, yeah, it'd be a lot tougher for them to win a title. It almost seems out of reach, but they're in a lot better spot with LeBron James. He could take a roster and take it to the finals by himself. And you look at losing Davis this year compared to if they lost him last year. They have Montrezl Harrell, Marcus Gasol. They also have one of the Morris brothers playing well off the bench. They have power forward center guys that can contribute while he's out. Yeah.
So, I'm of the mindset that if Lakers sniff a 5 seed, LeBron might be the MVP. I mean, he is going berserk this year.
If they hold on to that 1 seed, he's got to be the MVP, right?
Oh, 1 seed's no doubt. Oh my gosh. But
I mean, it's going to be tough for them to hold on to that 1 seed. But I mean, you saw the game he got hurt. They lost to the Nuggets,
right?
And then they recently beat up on the T-Wolves, but we'll see against some tougher teams.
So, speaking of tougher teams, you mentioned about the Utah Jazz that they moved the ball at the 2015 Warriors, and that's your team, so you would know. So that's not just thrown out of the air. That's actually stuff that you watch heavily.
Yeah, and recently via mybookie.com, I recently made my NBA future bet for title champions. I put it on Jazz, see what happens.
That's what I'm talking about.
Small bet, just a little something, see what happens.
A little something, $10, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mybookie.ag, not .com, by the way.
.ag, yes, sir.
But hey, promo code Swallow Sports. But how I like the Jazz. Now you said you were being kind of neutral by saying they got to keep on proving it. I personally like the Jazz this year.
I like them too. I like the way they play. I like the way it's one of those things you see like when the Warriors first came out of that first year was so special because the way these guys blended together. Right. It was fun to watch. It's fun to watch a new team up and coming compared to seeing a team that's been there 3-4 years in a row. As fans, we like to see a team like this. It plays well together.
And Donovan Mitchell's passing. Yeah. I watched him.
Mitchell's patching. Right. My sixth man of the year pick, Jordan Clarkson's been playing well off the bench.
Nuts.
He's been playing really good. And Bogdanovich and Ingles at the wing positions.
Joe Ingles is
they've been just knocking down threes. They're good. They're legit this year. I think they're honestly legit.
I agree.
They're to the point where they're in there's about like 6 teams, maybe 7 teams that you could talk about as legit contenders, and I think they're definitely in that list.
Quinn Snyder, and by the way, for those of you that are criticizing the Brooklyn Nets for defense, Jazz have always been built around that.
Oh yeah.
Cough, Rudy Gobert. I mean,
Gobert's defensive player of the year right now.
Again.
Sure. Yeah, again.
But I was going to say Donovan Mitchell. I watched him at Louisville a few times. I never saw this passing coming. His passing is otherworldly. Yeah. I was like, wow, this dude's taking it upon himself to get better.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that every year he's been taking a step.
And that's what you want.
Yeah.
Finally, I want to talk about the Miami Heat because I am a Heat guy, and we talked about this a little bit earlier. But you kind of have the Heat down the rankings, and obviously so.
They're struggling.
I didn't like the loss to the Clippers, but we low key are 5-4 in our last 9, which is better than you could ask for because of our COVID and our stuff going on.
Oh yeah.
What do you see us getting? I don't want to say back to the finals because that's not going to happen. Do you see us? How far do you see us getting?
Well, you guys have the privilege of being in the Eastern Conference, so a game or two changes everything.
Right?
You go from bottom feeders to being in the playoffs.
Fair.
But I mean, you look back about a month or two ago, and they were in the discussions for James Harden.
Oh, give me a break.
And I believe one of the big things was Tyler Hero. They didn't want to give up Tyler Hero, who has been playing pretty well.
Thank you.
But they need a guy. They need like a Tyler Hero is good player and young, which is why they want to get rid of him. He's so young. But if you guys could add maybe the Andre Drummond out there for he's not going to cost that much.
I mean,
I don't think any NBA team believes he's worth what he's getting paid.
No.
He might pick up. I don't know if he has an option again. I think he's an unrestricted free agent after this year, so he'll walk or sign him for cheaper. But if you guys are serious about trying to make a run this year, a guy like that would add the kind of star power you need.
I want Donovan Mitchell, but that's not going to happen now. Like before the year, I'm like, hey, Donovan Mitchell would be nice, but I'm like, oh, son of a gun.
You needed them to struggle, and then him and Gobert to like get in a total fight or something.
Exactly, like having a COVID dispute. Like screw you. Oh, no, I'll be honest. The James Harden thing, I've been very vocal with this about Heat fans. I put that in quotes because I know who the Heat fans are and who they aren't. I really believe that we do not need to give up the farm for a guy like that. He's doing just fine in Brooklyn, for crying in the sake.
It wouldn't have worked out with him and Butler. But the thing is that he would have provided a chance because Butler is a really good player, but he's to me is almost like a Bradley Beal, where he's a really good second player. And if you get another star with him, I was hoping that Bam Adebayo would take a step this year and really be that second star next to him, but I haven't really seen.
He's been doing good.
He's been doing good, but I was expecting him to be competing with Anthony Davis, almost like on the Anthony Davis as far as the top power forwards.
That's fair.
But I was hoping he'd be taking that next jump, and then you guys would be in that top 4 or 5 in the East, and then you'd be able to make that run.
I do like Precious. I like Precious. I like him.
He's young. He's young players.
He could stretch the floor in college, so I'm excited about that too.
Yeah, I feel like I got like Iguodala. He's kind of he plays good defense, but you guys need like another really good player like a Drummond.
Here's why I don't know if the Heat will do anything this year. I think they realize just keep everybody healthy, keep everybody in playoff contention.
I know. You look at Boston, where you guys are kind of in that same boat of teams that are like right there ready to make a move and always in the discussion to make a move.
Right.
Who was it before the season? Chris Paul. You guys were linked to a little bit.
And Russell Westbrook.
But you look at the success that Phoenix is having with Chris Paul, and anywhere he goes. Yes. Last year in OKC, you guys could have got a Chris Paul. I think that would have been a perfect fit and would have made an Adebayo better, a Butler better.
I want to show some Chris Paul appreciation because I'm glad you brought him up.
He's having a great year again.
This dude has been written off by so many people, and I'll be one of them who said when he was struggling with the Rockets in the postseason, I'm like, guys, come on now, we can't keep doing this. But Chris Paul,
and then you hear the stories of what was going on with that Rockets team about every night going to the strip club, and that's not who Chris Paul is. That wasn't his kind of culture to be in.
Well, good. I'm excited, but I do believe that he will try to make a move in like shooting guard or maybe get Giannis. I think Giannis would, but if it was Bam, I don't know anymore. If there was
some kind of bet on if they'll make a trade by the deadline, I would definitely take the yes.
I would pick no.
You don't see them making any trades at the deadline?
Bradley Beal.
I'm not saying a Bradley Beal. I'm not saying a huge. I'm saying even like a
for a
better
trade,
player.
Of course, I agree. Yeah,
I see them making a move for sure.
We're always going to make a. Pat Riley always doing something behind the scenes.
Yeah. Well, my favorite part too is after the deadline and when you get the buyout market. Where a guy like a Blake Griffin might be there. Drummond might even be on that market. Interesting.
I'm not done with Blake Griffin. I think he's still got gas left in the tank.
Off the bench, he could have that resurgence.
Oh, agree.
Off the bench, yeah, kind of like a baseball. How a starting pitcher would be kind of descending and then become a closer, come back.
And Derrick Rose to the Knicks, man. I would have liked Derrick Rose in Miami too.
I like it. I will see. I'm hoping he doesn't get the curse of the Knicks again. I like the Knicks this year. I want to see him in the playoffs.
Joyce Randall's been playing well since he left.
He's
the
an
Lakers.
all-star. Joyce Randall's an all-star.
That's fair. Hey, this game was recorded Wednesday, so it's going to be aired Sunday, which is technically today on the show, but you get it. Thank you, Tyler. The first three-peat defender. It's been real, dude.
Yeah, for sure. Let me know.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
At Amazon, we're pretty good at getting things done. We're pretty good at solving problems. COVID-19 is the biggest challenge we've had to face. The challenges are what motivate us. Like flying masks to our employees around the world. We're doing everything we can to get you what you need, and doing everything we can to keep our people safe. I'm former Navy pilot Sarah Rhodes, and I'm proud to lead our Amazon Air network.
For what feels like the 5 Colts fans who exist in the country, let's go Colts! Let's go Colts! Why? Because Carson Wentz is now an Indianapolis Colt. For a third-round pick and a second-round pick that could or could not become a first-round pick, the Colts acquired Carson Wentz. I don't know if the Bears were not offering much because that's the vibe that I'm getting. But I'm very happy the Colts acquired Carson Wentz. When that conversation with Tyler Valdez was recorded on Wednesday, that trade had not happened yet. But I still appreciate Tyler coming on and talking about J.J. Watt and Deshaun Watson. We also talked NBA. Appreciate Tyler being the first ever 3P defender on Mike Said It First. Reminder that you can join the debate at 12ounce_Mike. It's 12OZ_MIKE on Twitter or hashtag 12ounce_Mike. Appreciate everyone tuning in. And there's a huge announcement coming up at the end of the show. But back to Carson Wentz. I was very happy. I saw an interesting stat. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but someone said that Carson Wentz last season in the offensive line had the most ever lineups used for one offensive line in a single season in NFL history. That was damning to me because what is Carson Wentz supposed to do? You wonder why Jalen Hurts did better because Carson Wentz had to run around and Jalen Hurts was faster. That's it. When Jalen Hurts is forced to throw the football accurately into tight windows, he will not be able to do so. We've seen it since college. Now, granted, I have been on the fan base side. I've been on the Eagles side of Jalen Hurts has gotten better every year I've seen him play. Much similar to Lamar Jackson, who gets better each time you see him play over the course of a season, over the course of seasons. I believe Carson Wentz has gotten better. Jalen Hurts has gotten better. That being said, Carson Wentz is a far better quarterback. I fell in love with Carson Wentz a year ago when the Eagles made the playoffs throwing to guys like Greg Ward, who's a quarterback. That just does not happen in the NFL. Carson Wentz is a gamer. He will be just fine with the Colts. And of course, the main reason why, if you haven't heard, Frank Reich is the Colts head coach. It's funny that ever since Frank Reich left the Eagles, what happened to Doug Pearson and Carson Wentz? They've exploded to the point where Deadspin wrote an article saying the only reason why Philly fans wanted Carson Wentz was because of racism. Like, that's the stuff being written about this whole thing. This guy, Ed Cochran or whatever, I don't know if you saw the Deadspin article that was trending, he said that Carson Wentz was the most divisive player in Philadelphia sports history. And I'm like, dude, I got a bridge to sell you across the street. We don't even live by the water like that, but you can buy my bridge. It's for sale. Please. But I believe Carson Wentz will be just fine. The locker room stuff is concerning, but again, Carson Wentz was not complaining when Nick Foles was not in the conversation. Okay? The Eagles had seen Nick Foles before, so obviously there was no doubt the guy would, have some feelings about Nick Foles being a favorite once again. But I don't think Carson Wentz will be worried about Jacob Eason. The guy who was called lazy and not hardworking and immature by NFL scouts. That's not how you win in the NFL. And he got worse when he went to Washington, okay? I know who Jacob Eason is, so I'm okay with Carson Wentz. Also, Jacoby Brissett might be on his way out. I think he's a great backup, but let's be real. The only time the Colts used him was on goal line situations, and that's pretty predictable. I'm excited for the Philadelphia Colts, right? I'm excited for the Indianapolis Colts' future. I believe we're going to be really good next year. We were just one quarterback away. No disrespect, Phillip Rivers, but have fun with your 24 kids, okay? That's all I got to say. Thank you, Colts, for not giving up a king's ransom and still getting your quarterback, okay? Let's rock this NFL draft. When I come back, fan-controlled football, in case you're new to my show, what is that? And how awesome was it last night? Good Lord. We'll be right back. Mike said it first.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
At Amazon, we're pretty good at getting things done. We're pretty good at solving problems. COVID-19 is the biggest challenge we've had to face. But challenges are what motivate us. Like flying masks to our employees around the world. We're doing everything we can to get you what you need, and doing everything we can to keep our people safe. I'm former Navy pilot Sarah Rhodes, and I'm proud to lead our Amazon Air network.
For those of you that are watching live, this is Mike said it first. It's about 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 in the morning out west. How's the West Coast? Let me shut up. Don't throw up gang signs, bro. It's not cool. Thank you so much for watching. This is brought to you by 12ouncesportsradio.com/Amazon. It costs you nothing. It's our easiest thing to use. There's no promo code, no extra website. You shop on Amazon, please, for the love of God, or for the love of Jeff Bezos, for crying in the sake, use 12sportsradio.com/Amazon. Also, mybookie.ag if you're a sports betting guy or gal. Promo code 12OunceSports. That's 12OZ Sports, all caps, no spaces, for up to a $1,000 first deposit bonus. No one does it like MyBookie and 12-Ounce Sports. You can bet on that. See what I did there? Okay. Fan-controlled football is now in its second week. And if you're not like me, who's seen the million ads on Facebook, don't worry, I got you covered. Fan-controlled football is airing on Twitch and some other app right now. You can download the FCF app if you have a phone that's better than mine, because my phone's not compatible. Whatever. But what this app and league does is they're in Duluth, Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it's Duluth. Somewhere in Georgia, there's this league of 4 teams that have been all created by fans. The names were created by fans. All these players are trying out for the team. Every Wednesday there's a draft for these guys based on the fans that are invested in the team. Shout out Minor League Randall of 12 Ounce Sports. So when you're watching, the fans will literally call the plays. They literally are calling designed plays. And from week 1 to week 2, it got better, especially the broadcast team, because week 1 was a nightmare. It was hard to watch. I still watched it for you guys because I love you. But fan-controlled football week 2 was so impressive. In game 1, the Beast beat the Wild Aces, and I'm a Wild Aces fan. I was so mad when this happened, but we started off slow and could never really recover. But TJ Edwards, shout out TJ Edwards, who actually liked my tweet after I said, wow, what a great play. The dude was clearly Googling his name afterwards. Those guys are very involved with the players, except for Johnny Manziel, who is, by the way, just in that league, just a mentor he sees not wanting to go back to the NFL. Unfortunately. He probably is, whatever, drugs are a thing. But the first game, the Beast ran a quarterback draw on the as time expired. Literally, the announcers were saying 3, 2, 1, and the guy somersaults to the end zone. Oh, what a great finish! As time expires, they win the game, and then the second game is 22-6 or whatever. And those darn Glacier boys, those darn ignorant, stubborn, pompous Glacier boys, rally from 22-6 down, force overtime, and they win on the final little man-up challenge, which instead of an extra point or a 2-point conversion, the 2-point tries literally, quarterback has 3 seconds to throw the ball to the end zone from the 5-yard line, and it's the DB versus the wide receiver. That's a heck of a design. I think if we're going to get rid of kickers, that's what I want to see. But all respect to Pat McAfee, I think at least punters should still be a thing. Maybe not kickers, maybe a universal punter or kicker. That'd be kind of cool in the NFL. I was very impressed with week 2. I came away very happy with what happened. I still think their broadcast team leaves a little bit to be desired, considering they're sponsored by Wendy's and Verizon and Vroom. That's a lot of big sponsors. But I was very impressed with week 2 and how much they improved as a team and as a broadcast booth. Fans are bought in. Now, there's going to be the debate of, can this last? Is it better than the XFL or even the NFL? The NFL, the problem with that is there's so much billions of dollars being invested into the NFL. So no matter what XFL and FCF do, there's nothing really they can do to top that. Maybe in 100 years from now, Roger Goodell sells the NFL or, burns it down, whatever. That could happen in the NFL. But for now, that's a long shot. Is it better to watch, though? Both leagues are better to watch completely. I'm a huge NFL fan. It's one of the bases for my show is watching football. So this is huge. But the FCF and the XFL are awesome sports. Both have their unique ways of doing things. This one takes a little bit more getting used to because the fans control the plays. There's a lot more modern stuff to appeal to like teenagers, and I get that. But FCF's doing a good job. I think XFL is still better, but the FCF is doing digital age marketing, and for now, I guess it's working. Let's just pray nothing big happens to the internet. You know, when everything. I'm kidding. We're not going to talk about Armageddon right now. But hey, I was very impressed. Again, go Wild Aces, and that's about it for me on the FCF. But I was very impressed. And again, from a fellow amateur broadcaster, thank you for getting better in week 2 because that was much needed. There's still much to be desired, but I was happy. Better than the XFL yet? No, I have a special heart with the XFL. I really enjoy what they've done. I cannot wait to see what Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has done for next year. But as for now, Saturday nights are FCF nights, baby. So let's watch it on Twitch. Join me. I have like 1,700 channel points. You can like risk like coins and stuff that can like be used to like buy shirts and jerseys and stuff on Twitch. So that's kind of cool. But yeah. When I come back, let's shift gears to the NBA. We'll talk Heat versus Lakers, and then the referees versus Draymond Green. Oh, that was fun. Also a very big announcement. I have announcements before. This was a big one you might want to tune into. NBA's next. Sorry, football fans. But please stay tuned. We're not going anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
At Amazon, we're pretty good at getting things done. We're pretty good at solving problems. COVID-19 is the biggest challenge we've had to face. The challenges are what motivate us. Like flying masks to our employees around the world. We're doing everything we can to get you what you need, and doing everything we can to keep our people safe. I'm former Navy pilot Sarah Rhodes, and I'm proud to lead our Amazon Air network.
All right. If you were watching me during the NBA Finals like 3 months ago, which is insane to me still to this point, the NBA pulled off a bubble. I was very vocal when I said about saying and expressing my opinions that I won and I'm a Miami Heat fan, which means I support LeBron James. So I was okay with whoever won, although I would have liked the Miami Heat to win. I wanted LeBron to win more for legacy's sake because of what he did for Miami. So with that being said, let's talk about what happened last night. Last night, the Heat played the Lakers. Anthony Davis was not playing. He's out for like 4 or 5 weeks with a calf strain. I don't know how the basketball gods allowed that to happen and not be some Achilles injury, but thank you for that. If I believe in that kind of stuff, I don't. I want to first say LeBron James was very, very passive last night. Now, granted, there was a lot of open threes, but there were times I think LeBron could have done a little bit more. he did seem tired for some reason last night. That's not an excuse. If you're the best player in the world, show it every night, and he does. But there were times when I felt like Lakers could have done more with LeBron's assassination skills. But he did not. He passed the wide open threes, and Wes Matthews bricked the joint up last night, as did Kyle Kuzma. Although Kyle Kuzma was very good last night, Kyle Kuzma bricked some threes late. I was very impressed with the Miami Heat in terms of they actually won the game, but I'm starting to get a little bit concerned with us blowing leads for the last 2 seasons over and over again. Why does Miami keep doing this? I love Eric Spoelstra. There comes a time when someone has to be held accountable, and the coach might be one of those people. Okay? I'm not saying fire Eric Spoelstra, but I was kind of mad about us blowing the lead. But hey, we held on. Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler did their thing. Although Duncan Robinson struggled, Kendrick Nunn was a beast as well. But Jimmy Butler, because he likes to talk a lot, said after the game that the Lakers are feeling what we felt in the finals with our best guys down. So I want to first address that. I have been very adamant by saying the Miami Heat were not going to win the finals, even if Bam was 100% or if Goran Dragic had played. Let's sweep that away right now. As Heat fans, that is so immature and so stupid to think that we could have beat that Lakers team because they were clicking on another level. We were phenomenal, but we were, okay, so a 5 or 6 game series turns into a 7 game series. We still win. We still lose. Any real Miami Heat fan would understand we would have lost the finals regardless. Competitive 6 compared to easy 6. I get it. Let's get that out of the way right now. Heat fans should be smarter than that, and I believe we are, the loyal ones, of course. But Lakers have a problem this year of shooting threes. It's becoming more visible when LeBron has nights like he does. LeBron was not the best, but LeBron was still good. He just wasn't the best last night like he usually is. And granted, he's kind of earned it. They're like 22-9, and they've done well without Anthony Davis, like in the 3 games they've played. So let's be fair. I don't believe the Heat exposed anybody. In fact, I want to tell Heat fans this. For everybody saying, even Rachel Nichols, who's some expert journalist, said last night, actually, Butler, you guys kind of struggled. Rachel, do you know why we've struggled to start the season? Because COVID and injuries. Stop this notion the Heat are a bad team. Even Tyler Valdez has said that he was the 25th best team. And while our record kind of ensued that, we are way better than what we've shown. COVID and injuries have affected our chemistry, okay? So let's stop that right now. Oh, the Heat are a bad. No, we're not. We can beat good teams. We hold on to leads if we're healthy, okay? That's a big thing. Let's be fair about that. So stop this notion that we were terrible because we had no chance to be good yet. Come on. I don't believe Miami exposed the Lakers. I don't believe the Lakers exposed the Heat. I think Heat played well. They blew another lead, and they played good defense down the stretch to win. The last shot, I could care less. Alex Caruso took that shot when Kelly Olynyk and Andre Iguodala or Jimmy Butler double team LeBron James from the hash mark. Of course, I'm going to say LeBron made the right play. Stop this notion that he's just taking these wild 3-pointers. Stop that. It's stupid. But oh my God. Sometimes I really do try to make these noon shows, even my Tuesday night shows, which I'll get to in a little bit, or next segment actually. I want to be very clear when I say this. I respect Draymond Green more than I have in the past. I understand the referees can determine sometimes the outcome of a game, although I don't believe it's 100% on them. I also know that these knee-jerk reactions from fans are affecting the lives of these referees. So last night, the Golden State Warriors, first of all, shout out Steph Curry. He could not play before the game. Like 5 minutes before the game, he had this cop-out because apparently he was not feeling well at all, and COVID is a schmuck. So Curry might be experiencing COVID-like symptoms. So he could not play the Hornets. Warriors had a lead late. They blew it. Terry Rozier, oh my God. They should create an award just for him because he's been awesome this year. He was exiled by Boston to Charlotte, and God forbid if Michael Jordan ever made an awesome job, made an awesome trade, or awesome signing, that was it. He also has picked a LaMelo Ball. And Gordon Hayward. So Michael Jordan's doing a lot better as an executive. But Terry Rozier led the Hornets back. And then there was a jump ball late in the game with like 7 seconds left. The Warriors were up by 2. Okay? The Warriors are leading by 2. LaMelo Ball wins the tip. Gordon Hayward dives to the floor. There is visible evidence, video evidence, clear evidence that LaMelo and others are signaling time out. I mean, Draymond Green, no matter what you do, you jumped at the ball late, and you, despite you scrambling to get it away, of course you're going to win the loose ball. But Gordon Hayward and the Hornets had already called timeout. Those are the rules. So Draymond Green, who, by the way, has since unblocked me on Twitter. Well, that was my old account. But Draymond had actually blocked me on Twitter years ago because I called him out for being a thug. He was playing like a thug, and since then I've grown respect. He's matured. But last night, classic Draymond was at it again. He started screaming expletives at the refs. I understand that, okay, I get it. But there are times when you say it, and you say it, and you say it, and the refs have had enough. So he throws his fist, he's pissed off, blah, 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 blah. Then they give him a tech. They try to restrain him. His own teammates are saying, shut up, you idiots. They understand the situation. Draymond does not. Draymond Green, it's a garbage call. So eventually, Draymond Green is tossed, and rightfully so. There comes a time when professionalism and disrespect have to be given a line between them. And that was that. Then came the technical free throws by Terry Rozier. He made them both. With 7 seconds left, the Hornets have a chance to win the game because they get possession as well. Terry Rozier makes an unbelievable shot. Hornets win. Steve Kerr then kicks the basketball. The Warriors, when they're losing, they've gotten better at this. But in the past, there were times when Golden State would act like a bunch of crybabies and ninnies when they lost. They threw temper tantrums when things didn't go their way. Steve Kerr showed lack of leadership. Draymond Green showed lack of maturity once again. The refs were completely warranted. Even if there's a missed call, bro, that you can show your frustration, but don't be stupid. And this is my point where I get to a bigger conversation. Okay. I mentioned fan-controlled football. Mike, what does that have to do with? Well, I'm going to tell you. Fan-controlled football, the referees have made 2 bad calls in the last couple of weeks. In 2 separate games, they made a bad call. I believe the Wild Aces had a chance to get an interception to kind of seal the deal. And immediately everybody lashed out when the interception was not, was overturned. But, by the way, FCF has no replay. So the fact that the referees made a bad call and they could not review it is kind of stupid. Let's get that out of the way. But this is getting worse. And I blame Twitter, and I blame children on Twitter. You know who you are, me, Twitter. You idiots who are under 18. I'm going to read something to you guys from last night. I'm going to try to bleep out as much as I can. I commented to somebody, smart referees, what did they do wrong? Colin Watts sends me a screenshot of what I said, the direct message. Says, go suck some ref, you know what, you clown emoji. Keep scrolling, lady part. I said, is that serious? He showed me a picture of myself. Smart refs, the whole I'm ugly. I did, that's okay. I said, who is that? And he said, look at yourself, lady part. I said, bro, you're cracking me up. Get over yourself. He said, get over yourself. Look at yourself, LOL. Clown emoji. Then I get the picture of the up guy. Looking behind. Keep living in your bubble, you fluke. Heat, clown. Missing the playoff. Fluke. And then he showed me a picture of the Outlaws team I'm trying to promote. And saying, building going well. 15 followers. Clown. I said, dude, could you please chill? Like, this is getting mental. He said, nice one, bro. You're a lady part. Semi-pro football team is $10,000 a year. I said, bro, please get help. Gonna cry? I said, dude, get out of here or call me. He said, what you gonna do? I said, you're being a weirdo. He said, want me to call you? You really want that? Keep blogging for 2 people per post. You're me on ESPN one day, you fat behind. Then I was blocked, so I reported him before he blocked me, but the dude blocked me, so then he obviously doesn't want to be called out. But I still called him out, deleted the page, because none of you people want to support me. It's all about, oh, Mike was wrong. But if I could verbally abused, it's fine, right? So I deleted the tweet. Screw it. I say all that to say this is getting ridiculous. It's out of hand. Like, referees make bad decisions. And replay will amplify that. And I blame media for doing that garbage too. Let me be very clear, though. Fans need to stop with the crap. And if fan-controlled football keeps growing, I'm afraid that referees are going to start losing a lot of money and losing jobs and getting killed in the streets. And if you think, well, they want to get they want to get killed? One, I introduced you to Colin Watts, and 2, there's security. Did you know there's actually bodyguards for referees now at NBA playoff games? Did you know that? There are security guards because you idiot fans don't know how to draw the line between sports and real life. Come on, guys. Grow up. Again, the 16-year-olds and 14 and 12-year-olds on NBA Twitter do not help the situation. This has to stop. And for Draymond Green to do that crap he did last night, that's not right. That's not professional. And there was a bunch of people coming to his defense, and he acted like a crybaby and a sissy. That man acted like he had never played organized basketball before. That was not right. To be very clear, that Draymond Green could have stopped that whole argument if he had just manned up and realized, well, crap, there's still a game to be played. No, Mr. Millionaire wants to cry about it. Shut up, Draymond Green. Who cares if he blocks me again? I even mentioned him like a few years ago when he blocked me. The man found my video, my podcast, and blocked me. Like, that was seriously. I have old screenshots that Draymond Green actually blocked me. Pathetic. But hey, I'm just worried that fan-controlled football is going to grow into some giant, and that people like Draymond Green are going to completely just make the refs' lives miserable. It's not right. It's not right. Either get rid of the refs or respect them. That garbage in between's got to stop. But hey, when I come back, a very special announcement. This is going to be, it's going to be monstrous. Please stay tuned. Oh, it's about 12:55, 56 on the East Coast here, noontime. I want to first say Ladies and gentlemen, how are you all doing today? Live from Guyton, Georgia. This is Mike City First. Actually, Mike and Glenn. That was my imitation of Glenn Kaplan. I've always been a fan of Glenn, I'll be honest. He was one of the first people I really started listening to on sports. No disrespect to Captain Lou and all them boys, but Glenn was really one of the first guys I really gravitated towards because his energy was awesome. And we both have holes in our game. We both need to make improvements. So 12 Sports finally convinced Glenn. I mean, I've been on the board for this for a while, to be fair. 12 Sports finally convinced me and Glenn to get on the board. And March 2nd, 2021 begins the first ever night of No Mike City First on Tuesdays. In fact, on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, live on 12 Sports, Mike and Glenn. March 2nd, 2021, there's some stuff to work out, a logo. I'll probably make a Twitter page, but I need another co-host, and Mike City First will still be a thing. So if you're here on Sunday at noon o'clock, that makes no sense. Looks like the Philadelphia Colts, right? If you're here Sundays at noon, we're still here. And thank God for the FCF, but NFL Sundays are still a thing here. We'll be here all year, all lifetime, whatever. But Mike and Glenn is going to happen. Shout out Glenn Kaplan of Glenn's Dynamic Sports Corner for joining me on this ride. I had a guy before named Chris. My old fans remember that one. Not my old fans, but my original fans remember that one. Chris and me we're still cool. We still talk about sports. It's not on a podcast, but hey, thank you for talking sports and everybody who's made this possible. Shout out my boy Glenn. Mike and Glenn's coming soon. And if the name changes, I'll let you know. But I like Mike and Glenn. I was kind of spitballing to myself, something that might work. But hey, thanks so much for tuning in. For all you guys do, I get about 250 people who watch the show every week. And I have a feeling that Glenn and myself will do much more than that. We are expecting big numbers. Glenn's a monster. Glenn gives a lot of good takes. I was on his show recently, and finally, it's time to make the step of Mike and Glenn. March 2nd, I'll see you there. Tuesday, 11 o'clock. Glenn will have 3 shows a week. So he's told me that Mondays and Thursdays he will still be on, but Tuesdays he will be joining me at 11 o'clock. Have fun with that, guys. We're going to see Glenn's face talking. I never used to see that myself, so it's all new to us. Thanks, guys, for watching. Peace.